Good morning, my friends. This is VJ Franz K, the drum machinist, and I'm about to present to you a brand new drum machine, or actually a new version of a drum machine, the Spark Vintage Drum Machines. Now, you may remember I reviewed a while ago the Spark, which is a hardware-software solution. It is a drum machine that exists in a hardware controller connected to software, but this new light version is only in software, and you can choose your own controller, and later on, if you want, you can expand to the controller that's built for it. But as I'm about to show you, you can do a lot just by using the mouse on your screen. And this application runs by itself, as I'm doing it now, or you can put it into a VST host. I think it also does audio units and RTAS. So, use it with your other programs. And you notice there's some interesting functions there. The reverse mode, which I like to use. The loop mode, which loops a small part of the beat. Of course, we have a bunch of different patterns that we can define and switch between on the fly. There's your cowbell if you want more cowbell. Now, as you probably noticed, we are listening to the sounds of an emulated 808. This is actual analog drum synth synthesis simulated through digital mathematics. And what does that mean? What's the difference between just samples of an analog drum machine and actually re-synthesizing that? Well, we can start with the bass drum for an example. See, I turned up the zap knob there. And that zap sort of sound was used in a lot of classic electro and hip-hop. When I say drum machinist, what I mean, we are instrumentalists, a new kind that has evolved with techno, hip-hop, house, some dub reggae, a lot of different styles, industrial, all of these styles that use drum machines. And now, of course, all the styles are crossing over between all of these different styles. Because as I always say, if you know how to program a drum machine for one style, pretty soon you can easily learn to program other styles as well. Because there is more similarity than difference. But anyway, when they say vintage drum machines, it's not just a simulation of the very popular 808 right now. I'm going to go to the bottom page here, and I can go into a library, which has a lot of different drum machines. See, here's 808, and I can look through and find other machines that I might want to use. All of the obvious classics are here, as well as some less obvious, obscure classics that you might know from a couple of particular songs. Here's a 909, of course. Yes, we can use the scroll wheel. See, this whole device, it matches the hardware device. It's like a drum machine that lives on your screen. Really, much more than a lot of drum machine plugins that you have. It has the feel of being a hardware device, which I really like because I like to use hardware drum machines. But this one will play very friendly with your digital audio workstation because you can put it inside there. And yes, we have yet another view of the situation. I can put in extra notes here on this sort of piano roll view of the drums. I can do various things. Solo, mute them, just like you'd expect. You know, this is not only designed for recording, but it is designed for live performance. Just like a lot of my favorite drum machines, you know, Electribes, MPCs, all of that type of stuff. You know, throw in some snare rolls there using the roller, which is like beat repeat or something. I can use the slicer, which has things even like tape. Listen to this. It sounds like a tape coming to a stop, or the reverse. Anyway, let's look at more drum machines, because there are a whole lot of them, as you would expect, in this collection. And if you upgrade to the full Spark drum machine, you get even more drum machines there. So let us look. One of my favorites, of course, because I like classic electro, is the Fat Work, which simulates the sound of vintage modular drum synthesizers. And yes, as you hear from some of these weird sequences, you can get synthesizer notes out of it too, because a drum synth, just because it is designed for making drums, you can make all sorts of other weird noises. You can turn weird noises into drums, or drums into weird noises by, you know, there's that hi-hat, for example. What are we going to do? We're changing the pitch. We're changing the decay. We're changing the attack. Now it sounds like a shaker, you know? If you want to get even more in-depth with the editing, just right-click on the edit there. And here we are, right down here to the closed hat. I can put a filter on it. See, this is the advantage of actually synthesizing your drums instead of just, you know, using drum samples. And Arturia is, of course, they are experts at simulating the analog circuits of classic machines. And they've done it for a lot of keyboard machines. And now they're doing it for a lot of drum machines, and I'm very happy about that because I'm a drum machinist. That's what I do. Anyway. So, go ahead and look at some other examples. That's interesting. You notice we can play them like that. You know, these are more like an MPC down here, because on the actual unit they are pressure sensitive pads, but here I can just click them with my mouse. But up here is a row of XOX style sequencing, like you'll see on the Roland XOX machines, or the Electribes that I like to use. And you can use a combination of these different editing methods. There are 3 different editing methods here. Also, this piano roll to change things. And then there's even a 4th way of making your drum patterns, which is to use MIDI control from a VST host, or audio units, or, you know, other plugin types. It's available for Mac and Windows, and it will play in pretty much anything that will deal with a VST instrument. And that is cool. You know, and let's just take a look at another couple of the drum machines that they offer here. There are so many good ones. I'm going to look at the Linn Dream, which, you know, it is a simulation of the Linn drum. And the Linn drum is used on a lot of modern hip-hop tracks too, just like the 808. You know, the 909 shows up a lot. House, techno, all of these things. These machines are the classics. These are the quote Fender Stratocaster, or of the electronica, of the beat, electro, hip hop, industrial genres, IDM. You can get weird IDM effects by using the slicer on your beats. The loop, divide it into different numbers, even do rolls. Anyway. So this is only our introduction to the Spark vintage drum machines. I'm going to do more with it, and I'm going to show you some examples of tracks that me and my friends have made using this as a drum machine, where I not only record with it, but I perform with it live, because it's designed to be used for that. Yes, they even include the Casio tone. If you listen closely, you can probably remember something from the 80s that used these drums. That's right, it was a tiny little machine, a mini piano that included a calculator. But, now it's great for nostalgia value. But, by editing the various parameters here, you now even get the equivalent of being a circuit bender or something like that. Because, with this drum synthesis, a lot of this is much more readjustable than the original units that it is based on. Yes, this is getting kind of annoying, but, anyway. Now that's a more IDM example of usage of it. Very clever, you see. Now that was a pattern that the original machine could never do, but by making adjustments to the synthesis, they did it. Pretty interesting. Anyway, this is VJ Franz K signing out for now, but I'll be back more with a lot of interesting things to show you about Spark vintage drum machines, and we'll also get back to the main Spark hardware device as well. Subscribe, send me your apps review, tell me your comments, tell me what you think, what you'd like to see. We have a lot of tutorials on my channel, and we're always adding new ones. The 606. Here's another iconic drum machine. Some of these drum machines actually have people that are named after them. Kid 606, for example. Or, I'm not sure about the rapper DMX, if he's named after the DMX drum machine. But he might be, I don't know. Anyway, and that is included here too. Anyway, thank you for watching, listening, playing drums. And I'll be back very soon with more drum machines for you. VJ Franz K signing out for now.